Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to look at this guy. Wait. Is that an Action Master? No, he looks a little bit different. Oh, I know. I know who this guy is. This is the Transformers Generations Legends class Bumblebee that came out a few years ago as we moved away from the Fall of Cybertron toys into Thrilling 30. And honestly, while this guy is wrought with a few problems, I still think that he is the absolute best representation that we have gotten in the modern age, in the modern era of this character. Stick around, I'll explain what I mean in the latest GotBot True Review. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, and check me out everywhere. Check out Machinery Man and the Everything Factor, and we're going to go right into this guy. This guy came out a few years ago. He came out with an Optimus Prime that I think it was an okay mold and whatnot, but Legends is too small for Optimus. Just like every deluxe incarnation that we've ever had for Bumblebee is too big for Bumblebee. Bumblebee, if you have my sensibilities, is a G1 Minibot. He should be a small vehicle. He's smaller than the rest. He's a little scout. I think the Classics Bumblebee is a great mold. It's too big. The other Thrilling 30 Deluxe Bumblebee, great mold, too big. Goldfire for Thrilling 30, great mold, too big. All of the movie ones, great molds in a lot of cases, but too big. Of course, I can't really include the Masterpiece one here. For that line, for that scale, for that series, yeah, that thing is art as well. But for a chug collector, I think we got to go with this guy, even though he does certainly have his issues. He holds a soft spot for me because he was actually the first figure that Starscream Girlfriend got for me, and when I saw him I thought, yeah, that's Bumblebee, but I didn't pull the trigger on getting him because I wasn't sure that I actually wanted a Bumblebee in my collection at the time, if you can believe that. But now that I got him, I'm really glad that I do. If I hadn't gotten them then, I'm sure I would have down the line, because I think it was inevitable that this was the bee I was going to get. You heard me mention Action Masters. This guy's definitely inspired by the Action Master series. Why? Because that came with a blue backpack, and he comes with Blazemaster, who can become a blue backpack. Now, honestly speaking, it's a bit of a weird backpack with a helicopter rotor and I guess a thruster, but the truth is he's actually in gun mode, and he does fit in Bumblebee's hand because he is he does fit in Bumblebee's hand. There you go. Because he is actually a target master, but I'm not, I have to be honest, he fits pretty loosely in Bumblebee's hand. He really does. It's a pretty loose fit. Does he fit in the other one better? Does he fit in the other one better? Yeah, he seems to fit in the other one tighter. So, if your Bumblebee's left-handed, hey, he's good. We'll just lay B aside for a second and focus on this guy. I don't know the character. I have absolutely no connection to him whatsoever. For paint apps, I love the gold and I love the blue, so I'm going to give that, I don't know, let's say a 8 or 9. Posability, playability, well, this is it in gun mode, and to make him a helicopter, you basically lift up his body, and I think that there is a little bit, for as small as this is, that's kind of ingenious, having the two halves of the body hinged together here and here, and I think it's kind of cool that it comes out like that. You put that down, you put this out. He's a pretty great little helicopter. I really do sort of dig that, to be honest with you. And for robot mode, you just flip that in, and you flip that up, even though there's a huge break here between where his head and his neck should be, and if you pose his head all the way back, that doesn't really look that good. Besides that, his arms go up and around. I don't know, we'll say, they can go around 360 as long as you avoid the rotors. We'll say a 2. We'll say a 2. Overall, this guy's probably I don't know. I mean, it's good for what it is. In terms of these little Target Master partners that came with the Legends figures, he's good. It's just, I don't really think that they were necessary. I don't know, I'll give him let's say an 8 overall. An 8 overall because I think he's one of the better molds for that purpose. But let's move him out of the way. Blazemaster, you know, I'm sure he's not a great Blazemaster if you know the character. For me, it's absolutely inconsequential if he was there or not because this was the main event. Paint apps for this guy. I'm giving a 9. I'm giving a 9 even though he's certainly stylized. There's no doubt about that. You have yellow on the shins. That should be black. His feet should be yellow. I think if they had a swivel at the thigh so that the legs turned around this way, that would have looked better, to be perfectly honest with you, even though this orange is here. He has this orange on the leg. I don't think that was really needed, to be honest with you. I really don't think it was needed. His shoulders should be black and squared off. They're yellow, but I see why it is because you have the car. You have part of the car there. I absolutely love his head sculpt. I think it looks fantastic. I really do think it looks really fantastic. So, yeah, okay, because the shoulders aren't quite right, because you have this orange up here, because you don't have the windows around, because his roof should be his chest and it's not here. Even though I think they try and mimic it a little bit with that orange. I don't know if his inspiration comes from the video games or comes from IDW or where, but I look at it, I still think it's Bumblebee, even though it is a little bit stylized. I don't think it's as stylized as some of the other versions that we've gotten, so that's why he's getting a 9. Posability, playability, he rolls okay as a car. The shoulders go out about that far, nothing spectacular. They do go all the way around. There is an elbow that gets you about 90 degrees, well, a little under 90 degrees. It's on a ball hinge, so you can get a little bit of swivel. The shoulders do sort of butterfly, which is a different joint for these ones to have, so he can kind of get across his body anyway, to be honest with you. No waist articulation. The legs do go all the way out to the side, all the way forward, all the way back. The knee is a very lackluster bend. Not real impressed with the knee bend on him, to be honest with you. It could have been done a lot. I think it could have bent more. I really do. I'm really not even sure what it is that stops it. It's a little tab here. I don't know. I just wish that bent more. And the toes do sort of pivot forward and back, you know, a little bit there. It is what it is. Posability, playability, and his knee is sort of loose over here. Posability, playability, I'm going to give it about a 6. I'm going to give it about a 6. It could be a lot better than what it is. So, you know, we have great paint apps of a 9. Posability of about a 6. Let's go into transformation. I think transformation is ingenious in, I guess, sections. The arm, pardon me, flips out, goes into the forearm, and flips out. That's the entire side of the car done. Same on this side. You flip so that the hand goes into the forearm, and then you flip the whole piece out like that. There are your sides of the car done. Next, you fold up the feet and you peg them together, and that gives you the front of the car. Now we have to find a way to collapse all of this. Well, the easiest way to do it is to bend them at the waist, and I guess lift off the back. Bend them at the waist, and then this whole section here bends up inside. And when you do that, the windshield comes down and pegs in. That being said, when you flipped up the roof of the car, his head also retracted, and this chest piece really becomes like the trunk of the car. You bring the arms out to the side, and you can see how these are going to go. You collapse them, and it goes in. You collapse, and it goes in. And now there's a little hole in here, and there's a peg on the arm that you need to try and get to line up, which that can be a bit of a pain. It's not that it's hard. There you go. Once you get it, like, it goes in no problem. There we go. There you go, and there's Bumblebee done. Like I said, it's not hard, it's just you got to line it up. Obviously, he is still a bit stylized from his original animation model, obviously, for obvious reasons, but I still think this is the closest. I didn't need the orange on the hood. I didn't need the... maybe the orange back here, maybe that's supposed to be tail lights. I would have preferred them maybe red. I do, however, love the silver on the grill. I love the silver on the headlights. I love the little Autobot symbol. I even dig this, I guess, maybe brake light down here. I do. I dig it, and he rolls, he rolls okay. That being said, the storage for Blazemaster. Well, the storage for Blazemaster still leaves something to be desired. I tend to put him back in his gun mode, and there's a peg on top of the vehicle, and Blazemaster can stick in there loosely like that, and I guess you could turn him around like that. So his transformation, honestly, I'm gonna give it about an 8, 8.5. For something this small. It has some genius bits, a couple little finicky things. Full disclosure, because this is a true review, I have tried to do this guy 3 times this morning. And the first time I did it, I could not get his arms to peg in. That's the difficulty I was talking about a minute ago. And I thought about leaving it in, and I took it out because it was just becoming kind of too much of a mess. The second time that I tried to do his posability, playability, I popped off this arm at the elbow off the ball joint, and in trying to put the arm back on the ball joint, I popped the shoulder off, and the whole arm came off. Now, they were just on ball joints. They went on no problem. So that's why I don't give his transformation, like a 10. Now, it's probably just me being a Butterfingers, to be perfectly honest with you, and you may never have that issue. Do I recommend this guy? He's probably not the best mold. He's probably not the best toy for Bumblebee. But you know what? If you want a Bumblebee that is a mini-bot, he is definitely the best one to get. And while others will come, and people will debate forever which one is better and which one is worse, for my sensibilities and in my heart of hearts, this is going to be my Bumblebee. And that suits me just fine. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. His overall score is about an 8. And what can I say? And I certainly look forward to the next time that we get together right here inside the videos.